whole thing of celery, the whole bunch. See there? And I fixed to cut it up. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm still cutting. Have y'all ever let your children or grandchildren make turkeys for the table for the centerpiece out of pine cones? You just cut colored tissue paper or the fronts of magazines or whatever, and make feathers and let them cut and make feathers, and you stick them in that pine cone and cut out a little head. It's so much fun, and they would love it. Y'all ought to do some of that. All right, so what we're going to do with this celery, we're fixing to put it in with a bunch of onions, and we're going to boil it for our dressing. I'm going to show y'all how to do that. So what I did is I cut my celery lengthwise in 4 strips. Now I'm cutting it like this. Then we're going to cut the other. And you need to, and I made one big pan of my egg bread. I made that for y'all the other day so that you'd know how. And I crumbled it up. Come on in, Banks, and speak to them.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm getting some bags to wrap presents with.
Yeah, she comes over here and steals my bags, y'all. But I save them. When y'all send me things, I save the bag. We recycle. We reuse. So anyway, we're going to put this in a boiler. And then let me get the rest of it cut up. And y'all could be thinking about making a turkey out of a pine cone. Okay, this is the last of the celery. There's a lot of people that don't like celery, but let me tell you, when you put it in this dressing, you're going to like it in the dressing, y'all. Please put it in there. Please put it in there. You're just going to really like it. This dressing, I'm telling you, is out of this world good. You're not going to be able to beat it. You won't be able to beat it. Y'all can have the children to make some name tags for the table. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have a fancy table. It's the fun of being with family at Thanksgiving and friends and thanking God for all our blessings. It's a wonderful time of year to be thankful for the rain and for everything, the plants, the family, the love, our country. I mean, there used to be a song that we sang in church a lot. We hadn't sang it in a while, but it's Count Your Blessings. And it was a really good song. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. I've sang that to you before. We need to sing it every single day with the blessings that we have. He's been awful good to us considering how we are. Right now I'm going to get my onions out. We're going to cut those up. Okay, I've got 4 big onions out. Well, 3 up. One's big. The other 3 are about medium size. And that's what we're going to put in. That's what I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to put it in with this celery, okay? All right, here's the other half. See, the thinner you go this way, it's just really easy. Some people do this and that, and I found, why would you do that if they're in squares this way? Because it's so much easier. All right, and then turn it this way and cut it in 2 little thin pieces. I might not need all 4 of these onions. I may just do 3 of them. I'll have to look, see how it turns out. Are you back? I saw you coming to the back door. Well, come here and speak to him. Cat got your tongue?
I don't have much to say.
You don't have much to say. Tell them what they called and asked today.
She said, can we have pineapple casserole and pineapple dip for Thanksgiving?
See, she's coming home from Ole Miss, and that's what she wants. She loves pineapple, doesn't she? What's your favorite thing we're going to have for Thanksgiving?
Probably pineapple casserole.
Pineapple casserole?
Or green bean casserole.
Or green bean casserole. Well, that sounds good. All right. Okay, y'all, I decided not to cut this last onion. So I'll just save that. Because I almost had a pot full right here of my celery and onions. So what I'm going to do is mix it up just a little bit. Doesn't that look good? Y'all, when this gets to cooking in the house and boiling, it's going to be so good. And here's the thing you need to remember. When you mix all your dressing things together, all of it's actually cooked. So you really don't have to do much after that. All right, so what I want to do is I want to cover this in water. I do not want it being too high. I just want to barely cover it because all of this water that's in here is going to go in your dressing. It's going to have good broth in it. All right, that's what I'm going to do right there. Do y'all see what I did? I didn't know how much was... See, there's your water. I'm going to put 1 stick of butter in it. You need salted butter. And then, that's all you have to do. But I just need to clean this out of this bowl from the other day. So I'm just going to use this little bit of butter here, too. No use of wasting it, is it? I'll just put it in here. It can't hurt anything, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to boil this until it's tender. I'm going to turn it off and just save it for the dressing, okay? So this is ready. This is your celery and onions. The whole thing of celery and 3 onions. All right, our celery and our onions have begun to boil. And they're just smelling extra good, y'all. They smell so good. And we're just going to get them tender. And every bit of this is going to go in our dressing. You talking about good. It's good. All right, y'all, the celery and the onions are tender with the stick of butter. So now what you're going to do y'all listen carefully because you can't mess up. You can't mess up. I'm going to put in 3 cans of cream of chicken soup into this. Now make sure you don't use the heart healthy kind because it is too thin. So just this time, you'll just have to use regular chicken soup. All right, cream of chicken soup. So I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put 3 cans in there. And y'all, please put the celery and onions in it. You're gonna miss the flavor. That's what makes it good, y'all. Don't change the recipe. If you want good dressing like I have, then do it just like I'm showing you, okay? We made our egg bread the other day, the cornbread, and it. All right, y'all, the celery and the onions are tender with the stick of butter. So now what you're going to do y'all listen carefully because you can't mess up. You can't mess up. I'm going to put in 3 cans of cream of chicken soup into this. Now make sure you don't use the heart healthy kind because it is too thin. So just this time, you'll just have to use regular chicken soup. All right, cream of chicken soup. So I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put 3 cans in there. And y'all, please put the celery and onions in it. You're gonna miss the flavor. That's what makes it good, y'all. Don't change the recipe. If you want good dressing like I have, then do it just like I'm showing you, okay? We made our egg bread the other day, the cornbread, and it's over there, and I've already got it crumbled up. I'll show it to you in just a minute. All right, there's our 3, and what I'm gonna do is gently stir it around in there to kind of mix it up before I pour it over my breads, okay? Gosh, I could eat this just like this, couldn't you? All right, I'm going to stir that up. All right, that's ready to go over our dressing. Now let me get it set up over here. All right, y'all, this is the egg bread that I made just a few videos back, and so you may have to go back and find that video so you'll know what to do. There are 5 eggs in here, in this egg bread, and I've already cooked it. It's like a cornbread, but it's got more eggs, and you don't cook it real hard. It's a soft bread, and I crumbled and crumbled and crumbled till look how fine it is. You don't want any big old hunks in there, okay? That is very important. All right, so you've got it in your pan. Make sure you put it in a big pan because once you add all this other stuff, it's going to be a lot. All right, I've got out 10 pieces of loaf bread. This is just your plain old white loaf bread, and you want it kind of stale. So what you're going to do, not stale, but you know, not real fresh because it gets gummy. A lot of times I won't put the crust in it. I just kind of, and you don't want to pinch too hard because it sticks together. Just kind of gently pull out all of that inside part. It doesn't have to be real small. Just pull it out like that, and you want 10 pieces of it, and just kind of put it all over the top. So this is how you do it, just kind of like that, all right? Little bitty pieces. Y'all, to me, the dressing is the main part of the meal. It's not the turkey, it is the dressing. Dressing in cranberry sauce. I could eat this stuff. I'm telling you I could. This makes a huge pan of dressing now. Enough to feed a bunch of folks if you bake your egg bread. And remember, the egg bread's in my recipe book. I forgot what page it's on. And so is the dressing in there. And you know they're going to reorder this. The recipe book. It's going to be good, y'all. Brenda Gantt's recipe book. And they're going to reorder it and have another thing made. They won't be here though when you order it. You won't get it till early spring. But you have to go to Brenda Gantt book, not recipe book. Just go to brendaganttbook.com and get on the waiting list or your pre-order list. All you people out there, I got so tickled. Somebody said the other day, they said they wanted a book. I said, well, I told you to pre-order it. They said, I didn't pre-order it because I figured that you'd have some extra. I said, well, you missed out, darling. I'm so sorry. Y'all, please listen to me when I say something. And I told y'all to pre-order and you didn't. Bless your hearts. I wish I could get you a book, but I cannot. So anyway, I've got these 10 pieces of loaf bread. See, I'm just barely pinching it off like this, okay? And I'm putting it on the top. Do not stir this up. Do not stir it up. Just let your bread fall where it will on the top. Don't stir it up. Okay, let me finish this. I'll get back with you. A while ago when I was telling you about the recipe book, it's going to be good, y'all. You know, when they do the reprint, which they're trying, they're doing the pre-orders right now for the reprint. And this is it. So a lot of y'all that didn't get a book last time and you meant to and you didn't, this is your chance. So go to brendaganttbook.com and pre-order your cookbook or cookbooks. I'll be whatever you want. Thanksgiving Day is the last day to do this. So you've got exactly just a few days to do it. All right, so what I've done is I've put my bread on here on top of the egg bread and I'm not stirring it. Now what you do is this. Let me get a hot pad. This is hotter than I thought it was. All right, you get your hot pad and you're going to pour this over the top of that bread, and you're going to make sure that you get some on each one of those that loaf bread. You want to get it on the loaf bread. Okay. Now we're going to let that sit there for a while, and I'm going to let that loaf bread absorb all this goodies. So just let it sit here and absorb the goodie, okay? And in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing while that's doing that, I'm going to be getting out my turkey broth. Now in the book, in my recipe book, I'm telling you 3 cups of turkey broth. That's what I said. So what we'll do here is, I got to get that turkey out of there first of all. Let me get that out, then we'll measure. Okay, I got him out. Come on, I'll let you see it. Now, my turkey is not brown because the way I wrap him, I don't want it brown. I want it tender and good, and it is. It's going to be tender, and it's going to be good, and this is all the broth that was in it. Look at all that. So that turkey broth is what makes it. Now, if you're not going to buy a turkey this year, what you can do is buy a big fat hen and bake it. But remember to put your little bit of water in the bottom so that your broth won't just cook away, okay? So we're going to measure out 3 cups of turkey broth. I'll put it in this thing right here. And if it's not, I'm going to kind of stir it up so that it'll be good. All right, that is 1. That is 2. And that is a 1 with just a scoot over. Not much, maybe a 1/8 of an inch. You don't have to be so specific. If your dressing seems a little dry when you get it in there, put you a little bit more of this juice. All right, here was our giblet right here, which I hadn't even started that. I'll do the giblet gravy after a while. Let me just do this now. Okay, I've given this loaf bread and the cornbread some time here, probably 15, 20 minutes to absorb some of the juices. So now I'm going to start folding it in. You can see how it's kind of dry right there. But the bread is, that loaf bread's got it all mixed in. All right, now I'm going to use the side of my spoon to kind of clump around in there a little bit. You want to mix it real good. Use the back of your spoon to kind of swish it around so that it's all mixed good, and that loaf bread is even smaller. If you see a big piece in there, just hit it with the side of your spoon to make sure it's mixed up really super good. Now, some people put sage in their dressing. I do not. But if you want it, you put it. If that's what your family likes, you put it. But y'all, I'm telling you, this is so good. All right, here's our broth over here. And we're going to measure and see how much we need, okay? My recipe says 3 cups, and you know I did that just for y'all to try to help you decide about kind of much, but you might put a little less or a little more. That's why that's why my recipe book has not shiny pages. They're plain pages. The book is, and that's so that y'all can write in it. You need to make notes of things you like and don't like in the recipe, or if you put more sugar or salt, or if you put more broth than I did or less broth, you need to write that down. Okay, now I think that's mixed up good. All right, I'm going to measure this out now, and we're going to see how many cups of broth I'm going to put in it. I measured out 3 cups, but we'll see. All right, here we go. There's 1 cup right there. And remember, everything in here is cooked, so all you got to do is put it on 350 degrees in your casserole dish and let it get hot and bubbly and kind of set up just a little bit. It'll kind of set up. Okay, let's put another cup. It called for 3. And I've got 1 in there. Man, that's slicky. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, there's 2 cups. I think that's going to do it. I don't think it needs 3. My bread must have been skinnier or something. Might have to cook this in 2 ends. I know that 2 of my loaf breads were the end pieces. So you see that dark in there? Because I didn't have 10 of the other kind. All right, I'm going to taste it. See if I need a little salt. Because I hadn't put any salt so far except that salted butter. I think it needs a little bit. Just a little bit. I can hear y'all now saying, Miss Brenda, what are you going to do with the rest of that broth? Well, some of it, I'm going to put it in a gallon Ziploc bag and I'm going to freeze it. And then come maybe January or something like that, maybe sooner, I'm going to make me some turkey gumbo. That's what I'm going to do with it. Y'all like turkey gumbo? It's delicious. Maybe I'll show y'all how to make it. All right. I think that's about got it. Let me give you another spoon and taste that to see how that tastes. See if that little bit of salt made a difference. It's good. Now I'm going to bake it in a casserole dish at 350. I'm going to use a deeper casserole because it's so much. That big green one's probably what I'll use. Anyway, that's all you do. That's all you do, darling. And this is it's going to be delicious. Let it get hot and bubbly, and then you can tell it'll start setting up like cornbread would. But it's supposed to be soft. It's not supposed to look like a square. You know, you find some that look like a square. This is not